All right, my name is Johnny Scoville, and this is Chasetheheat. I have a special guest with me, a brother of mine I've known since I started my channel, a great sauce maker.
I'm Mike Malchow, and I'm the owner and operator of Shrapnel Chili Company.
And a veteran. Let me tell you, we got something really cool here, you guys. When my very first start of my channel, I just became very close to him right away. He's a super guy. He's got a great idea behind his company, Shrapnel Chili Company. And we got something special. Tell us about this. It's called Atomic Annie. Tell us what's in this.
So, the concept behind Atomic Annie is I wanted like a subtropical feel to it, but I wanted to find unique ingredients to incorporate. So my idea that came down was ugly fruit, pineapple, star fruit, and coconut.
I've never heard of star fruit or ugly fruit in a sauce. If you want to be original, you nailed it.
Absolutely. And then I call it the special secret ingredient, but it's forest honey from Germany.
Now listen, I'm going to make him explain what forest honey is, because we all know what honey is, right? So you think forest honey, well, honey's honey, right? Oh, okay. Tell them what forest honey is.
So everybody thinks of honey, they think of wildflower honey or clover honey. The difference between clover honey and wildflower honey and forest honey is forest honey actually uses an insect to make the honey. It uses spit of aphids from the trees in the forest.
You're not hearing things. They use spit from aphids in the forest. Kind of odd, right?
It's very odd.
They secrete this like
the aphids will eat, and then they secrete a sugary, sappy compound out of their mouths. The bees will draw this sugary solution from the aphids, or the spit, and they will take it back to their hives, they will process it into honey. The unique thing about forest honey is it has a extremely rich and extremely complex flavor.
So I found that fascinating. So if I'm a chili head, I'm kind of a connoisseur of chili, but I'm not for honey. But I think from what you described, in spite of that, if I had a spoonful of clover honey and I had a spoonful of forest honey, I would tell the difference. I'd be able to discern the difference.
You absolutely would be able
That's pretty cool. Now tell us the heat source, because I'll tell you something, you guys know me, I love a sauce with consistency and body and character. There's so much going on in here. There's lots of bits of fruit and seeds. What are the heat sources?
The heat source that's in there, I will tell I'm going to give what's on the label, but it is jigsaw,
scary pepper,
hoopla,
scary pepper,
and reaper.
Scary pepper.
There are also others, but we will not disclose that.
Insane. So, let's get into this.
Absolutely.
Can we? All right, I'm going to say that. Guys, listen, what we're going to do is we're both going to taste the sauce. It's going to take a little bit for the sauce to heat to build, so while it's building, I'm going to have Mike tell you about a little bit of something exciting that you're going to see coming in the future. Can you do that?
Yeah, we're going to do it before we eat it?
Yeah, boy, that's it. Poor Mike, listen, now Mike's been suffering from calf cramps because he's a savage. He doesn't know when to say no. Yeah, moderation.
Moderation.
So look, guys, I want you to see this because this is really important. Watch the consistency as this comes out. You guys know me, consistency is really important. When you look at that, no joke. There is substance in that sauce.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Let me get to the aroma here. You know what's interesting?
I smell pepper and slight citrus.
I'm getting some almost a fruity quality to it. Certainly some citrus notes, but pepper, man. I'm getting
very pepper forward.
Pepper forward in your face. I love the looks of it though. It's got character, you know, it really does. All right, so this is Atomic Annie. This is my good friend Mike Malchow from Shrapnel Chili Company. I'm Johnny Scoville.
This is Chasetheheat.
I do not need to try that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Let me tell you what I get right off the bat is this neat sweetness.
It's a very unique sweetness.
For real. And that probably from the different fruits you have.
And maybe the honey.
For sure. And maybe that the different quality of that honey is making a big difference.
I think so.
But pepper, I'm getting pepper. Now, the three peppers, jigsaw, the bula, those are really, they don't get much hotter.
No.
As far as the heat, why don't you talk a little bit about what you and I are doing while the heat builds, because it is building. Let me tell you right now, the heat I'm getting, it's in my mouth, on the back of my tongue, on the sides of my tongue, in my throat a little bit. But I'm telling you, it's climbing. So while it's climbing, I'm going to have Mike tell you a little bit about what we're doing. because it's exciting. And I'm happy to be a part of it.
So a few months ago, me and Johnny had bounced some ideas back and forth, and Shrapnel Chili Company was stood up on the foundations to tell civilians and people that are unsure or do not know about post-traumatic stress to bring it to life. Me and Johnny had talked, and we had this brilliant idea to collaborate on an idea that we think is going to really push the bounds. But we are creating a sauce, and it's called Your Six. And Your Six's story is that it will be to bring post-traumatic stress to the limelight and let people.
Hell, they give people a chance to be active and do something. Exactly. Let me just say, I didn't have a grad. This is Mike's brainchild. He's a genius. I'm just happy to be a part. I'm riding your coattails, dude. I really am.
But you can't. I'm just the brains. You were the guy that created this. Said, look, let's do this flavor profile.
I'm just thrilled to be a part of it. And you know what the funny thing is? If everybody that walked around that was suffering from PTSD, glow in the dark, we wouldn't need lights on it. No.
Oh, absolutely.
There's so many people that have it that you don't know. And it affects you in ways that, if you don't have it, you've never experienced it, you wouldn't understand. But it affects, I mean, it's dramatic.
And I'll elaborate on the post-traumatic stress thing a little bit. So post-traumatic stress is not just doesn't just affect soldiers. It affects law enforcement, firefighters, EMTs. It can really affect anyone that has a traumatic experience. And there's why we want to do this sauce is because we want to bring forward the information about post-traumatic stress and what can help these individuals that have it.
Well, here's the reason. You know what kills me? These people enlist and they go in there and they make the greatest sacrifice in the world. We've talked, I know this.
Absolutely.
And then they come back, and you think they come back and everything is great. You come back and they're never the same.
No.
And the sacrifice that they make, you don't even see the sacrifice. They lose a piece of them. And if there's any way in the world, even this much, we can make a difference, I want to be a part of that. So I really appreciate being a part. Let's talk about the heat now, because I'll tell you something.
It's up there.
Yeah. Here's the deal. It's right now. It's funny. The heat now, the burn, is kind of abandoned my tongue. It's settled in my throat.
Yeah, I have
I'm not sure.
right.
Me too. Is the Reaper the higher concentration of Reaper peppers in here?
No. The Bootla is actually the hotter concentration.
Because I'll tell you something, this is really attacking my throat like a Reaper will. But the flavor, the heat
the
for me...
The Jigsaw and the Bootla are pretty much even to about the amounts that are in there.
Jigsaw is such a hot pepper too. Last year of all I ate a lot of pods.
I can agree with you, Johnny. The Jigsaw is such a hot pod, but it's so good.
It was the only pod last year that I ate one and got an endorphin rush from one pepper. I mean,
I remember that.
Yeah, I need like 3 or 4 or 5 to get a rush from it. I got one from one. But listen, here's what we're going to do. He's forming Shrapnel Chili Company. How long before Tom McCain comes to fruition?
So with the current situation at hand with my business, it's kind of been put on the back burner as of right now. What makes Annie so unique is Annie, unless when it comes down to time to making it, I can find a distributor that will carry the ingredients that I need all the time. It might be only a seasonal sauce. However,
yeah, sure, absolutely.
However, this is the new development, and this is a quad berry sauce with 0 vinegar. This will be available in about, I would say, 6 months.
Tell us the fruits. By the way, the heat for this for me would be a solid 3, maybe even a 4. If it's a hot sauce, a 3. But you gotta know, don't let that. You know me, you know my scale. A 3. I'm usually 5 points below somebody else. So somebody who's not really accustomed to it, it's going to be
for me, I'm kind of a veteran chili head myself, and that is about a 4 for me.
Right. So for non-chili, you're looking at a 7 or 8.
You're looking at a 7 or 8 or 9 for a person that's really not accustomed to soup.
I dig it.
Soup.
Now you mentioned here we said a quad berry. Tell us
quad berry. So this quad berry sauce has strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries.
And no vinegar.
No vinegar.
We just so you know, we're at the Chicago Hot Sauce Festival. Mike brought back a bowl of ice cream, what, an hour ago?
An hour ago.
We put some of this sauce on that. Talk about a party in your mouth. Wasn't that incredible?
Oh yeah.
Really good.
It really is incredible.
So here's the great thing. We're going to give you guys, people always want to do something, they want to give back, they want it, but how can I help? Here's how you can help. Shrapnel Chili Company, it's coming to fruition. You guys, the greatest labels, the greatest concept, and something Mike giving something back. Supporting Mike and buying these sauces is how you can help out. So we're looking to see more information about
more upcoming information.
Yeah, as it comes out, we'll certainly release it to you and let you guys know, because you know what, you're going to want to be a part of this. In the description box, I'll put a link to you so they can talk to you. Please do something to give back, because we're very fortunate to live in the country we live in. Right here, see that? That's our pepper. That's a floating Chasetheheat pepper. Click on it and become part of this thing. Costs nothing. When you do, you're sitting here with me and Mike. You do it in spirit. If you don't want to miss a video, you don't have to. Click on the bell for notification, and we'll notify you. Mike Malchow from Shrapnel Chili Company. Thank you for hanging out.
Johnny, thank you for having me.
Listen, thank you for hanging out. I'm Johnny Scoville. This is Chasetheheat.